Tagilla. But who was the man before the monster? Escape from Tarkov is famous for its brutal bosses: Killer, Glukar, Sanitar. But Tagilla is different. He isn't just a checkpoint or loot. He's a ghost, a story told in hammer strikes and flickering lights. Today, we're going deep into his past, the factories, the family, and the fractured legends that turned Anton Khabarov into Tagilla. And by the end, you'll see why every raid in factory isn't just PvP. It's you stepping into the wreckage of a family broken by the zone. We all know by now, the Landmvrks Special Economic Zone was pitched as Russia's new frontier. Terragroup sold investors a dream: skyscrapers, international trade, a city humming with profit. The locals didn't get skyscrapers. They got chemical plant number 16. Plant 16 wasn't glamorous. It was rusted silos, clanking pipelines, and a Soviet-era smokestack still stamped with a fading red star. Officially, it was waste management. Unofficially, the townsfolk called it the spill. Groundwater turned sour. Livestock sickened. And behind the fences, Terragroup trucks rolled in at night, carrying drums. No one dared to catalogue. It was here that two brothers worked, Kirill and Anton Khabarov. Kirill, the older, already dreamed of bigger things. He strutted around security drills with a rifle on his back, bragging about combat he never really saw. Anton, 4 years younger, was different. Strong, quiet, built like a freight train. On the floor they called him Tagilla because he hauled more than anyone else, like a living forklift. Their paychecks were better than most, but the fine print never mentioned the constant nosebleeds, the trembling hands, or the sour air that burned in their lungs. Still, at night, the two brothers would shower off the stink, ride the rattling bus past the perimeter lights, and split a crumpled pack of cigarettes under the sodium glow. Just two brothers, still human, not yet legends. Jaeger drops a blunt fact in one of his voice lines. Tagilla worked at Plant 16 when Terragroup still ran the show. It's a short line, but it's a door into his whole story. Picture Anton at 5 AM, standing over a vat the size of a swimming pool, shoveling powdered reagents into the frothing chemicals. Workers rotated shifts every 30 minutes, at least on paper. In practice, safety logs disappeared into locked drawers. When a pipe burst, Anton was the one sprinting in with a wrench bigger than your forearm. When barrels needed moving, he stacked them 4 at a time. He wasn't just muscle. His crew loved him because he carried their burdens too. They said he had a heart wider than his shoulders. But while Anton built respect, Kirill built ego. He would barge into the break room, dropping fresh mags on the table, grinning at his brother. Still hauling buckets, little brother? And then came the helmet. One night Kirill walked in wearing a welding mask visor. A crude but intimidating thing. A trophy? A statement? Anton laughed. But inside, something clicked. If gear made the legend, Anton thought, then he would build his own. The seed of Tagilla was planted right there. In the flicker of the fluorescent break room light, here's where the facts run dry and the whispers begin. Some locals believe Plant 16 wasn't just about waste. It was an experiment, another shady Terragroup side project. Workers called themselves the Petri dish. Why? Because the pills the medics handed out didn't look anything like in the pharmacies. Because the night shifts blurred together. Because the men on the floor swore they saw shadows even when the lights were on. Did Terragroup deliberately expose workers to low-level toxins? Did they study the long-term neurological breakdown of people like Anton? Can't say for sure. The only hard truth is that men came off those shifts trembling, coughing, and sometimes seeing things. And Anton was one of them. Month 6, the story says, his knuckles bled without reason. Month 9, he muttered about colours that had smells. By year 1, he was stacking solvent drums behind the shed, whispering to himself that one day he'd prove what was happening inside Plant 16. Rumour or not, this is the point where Anton stopped being just another worker. Every legend has a breaking point. For Anton, it was a Tuesday night. The containment valve ruptured. Base 7 filled with the caustic mist. Workers fled, but Anton and 2 others sprinted in to seal it. The mist burned through his gloves, licked his arms, left scars that never healed. Where was Kirill? Some say he was on Overwatch. Others whispered he was off flirting with a lab tech by the vending machines. Whatever the truth, when Anton stumbled out of the mist, he saw his brother, laughing with the very people who had written the safety protocols. And that was it. Something inside Anton broke. From then on, witnesses recall him stalking the floor with a hammer like a metronome, muttering about brothers who aren't brothers anymore. Security footage began glitching. Researchers stopped showing up to shifts. And when the evacuation siren screamed across Davinsk, Anton didn't leave. Instead, he welded the blast doors shut. Some say he spray painted the walls with messages, territory claimed in dripping red. Some say he dragged Terragroup crates into the tunnels as trophies. All we know is that Anton Khabarov vanished and Tagilla was born. Today, PMCs whisper that Tagilla isn't chasing loot, he's chasing memory. Every hammer blow is a question aimed at his brother. Am I still just hauling buckets? His welding mask echoes Kirill's, but twisted with rebar and scrap metal. His movements aren't patrol patterns, they're bursts of rage. He doesn't guard loot, he hunts intruders. He laughs when rounds bounce off his helmet. Factory isn't a map anymore, it's a cage fight, and Tagilla is the last man inside. And the theories keep coming. Some players swear Terragroup never really abandoned Plant 16. That Black Ops team still slips inside to observe their subject. Now infamous as Killer, knows exactly where his brother is, but avoids him. Because to face Anton would mean facing what they both became. Official files end the same way. Subject status unknown. Tagilla isn't just another Scav boss. He's not just an AI with a sledgehammer. He's a man erased by corporate negligence, rewritten by rumour, and reborn in the tunnels beneath Factory. Every time you hear that hammer strike echo down the steel halls, you're not just fighting a boss. You're walking into the wreckage of a family 2 brothers pulled apart by Terragroup shadows. So what really happened the night the door slammed shut? Was it toxins? Was it betrayal? Or was it Anton's refusal to stay invisible in a world built to grind him down? Drop your theories in the comments. If this dive scratched your Tarkov lore itch, hit subscribe, because the zone is full of ghosts, and Tagilla is only one of them. If you do want to continue this conversation, we stream daily over on twitch.tv/XP. See you guys over there. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.